Where is my cam? My cam. Twatch? Where's my Twatch? Let me finish this floor real quick. Hold on, chat. Let me finish this floor. Hello, Eugene. Hello, Gangnam.
강습 준비 완료.
I get Judgment Bird, and then maybe we will get the White Bird, and we might get a fusion ID, maybe. What White Bird?
기분이 좋아 보이시네요. 예측할 수 없게.
Well, PP code, we're also gonna get your bald, no, Mr. Salt. Pretty sure only other confused, but one with gear ego can't fuse, it's just what it is. That's your really hanging Tian. Huh? There's a what, Gangnam? Hey, Gene.
피가 튀겠다.
Can y'all hear the background music that I have right now?
최선의 방어를.
한수 접어주신 겐가?
그 무기로 때리시면.
결정.
What's so wrong with Princess being here?
불확실한 것은 없네. 예측할 수 없게.
포기하. 이거 못하겠습니다.
Okay.
너무 유치하잖아요.
Oh, you know what? Isn't Millie? Wait, Millie's gonna play in this. Millie's playing this. Oh.
피가 튀겠다.
There we go. Pause. What, Gene? Oh, I forgot to change the Discord.
걱정은 하지 않겠습니다. 어차피 이미 이길 거라고 확신하고 있으실 테니까.
Hey, Gene, can you make an announcement in Discord to can you remove the Limbus streams role? Keep the Limbus Company, but remove the Limbus streams role. Remove the Arknights streams role. Like, just keep the ones that are colored. And like put an announcement to for everybody to probably repick their role again, just in case. Random bullshit go team. No, I'm building my team. Okay, chat. I'm still trying to build my team.
예측할 수 없게.
So yeah, chat. If you have the Limbus streams role, we're gonna be removing those roles without the color. So if you guys wanna be
괜찮은 공격이네요.
if you guys want to be pinged for the Limbus, you're gonna have to repick your role again. Doing sinking and burn things, first stage for spring and
전속은
decided
하지
to give me
않겠습니다.
nothing but sinking and
어차피
burn.
이미 이길 거라고 확신하고 있으실 테니까.
포위망 구축.
I feel like Cromer has gotten like very swole. Where are you, Cameron? Yeah, we're finishing this MD floor real quick.
저것들이
보이만
뭔가
그쳐.
기운이 없어요. 기회가 온 걸까요?
The dreamer of human resource, is that what it is? The dreamer of what?
대응 완료.
그 오물을 떼어내
You watch the stream in like 340p.
아마 그
Gotta need that
약점일
750
듯.
lunacy.
해금하겠네.
기회를 잡았네.
What was it? Human
자세를 꺾어
wholeness.
넘긴다면
Oh, dreamer of
떨어질
human
것이
wholeness.
뻔하지.
예측할 수 없게.
부위 한쪽이 떨어져.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna I'm probably gonna end my mirror dungeon run right here.
대응 완료.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably reset my I'm probably gonna end my run right here. But I wanted to finish this floor first.
걱정은 하지 않겠습니다. 어차피
죄인인가?
이미 이길 거라고 확신하고 있으실 테니까.
It's saying something but I gotta address I don't want to put to download Discord, so I'll do it on my PC tomorrow. Invalid address. Alright. So chat, after we finish chapter 9, we'll do the April Fool's thing. Hey, Symphonic. Okay, so we're gonna end the...
나리의 말도 이삐님의 주력도
weekly bonuses
많이
off.
듣고 싶었는데
Wait, did I use all my... Wait, did I... Did I use my weekly bonus already? It seems like yesterday when Ricardo Milas teabagged stay non-stop. Okay, am I... So now, chat? So now we're gonna do... What we're gonna do is... We're gonna get the Rhodia. We want the Rhodia. Where is Rhodia? Yes. This is the one we're gonna get. Yes, I'm building bleed. I'm not gonna sugarcoat stage. Countdown is the hardest content today, and that's coming from me. Yes, Kingdom, he's building bleed. Yes. I can't wait to have my own. Oh man, I'm so glad Bleed has such fine waifus. Welcome, Princeps. So we're gonna get Princess Rodian and Barber. And then after that, probably Grippy Faust. And let's see. Which one is the blood? Which one's a bleed? A bleed fish? Don't get Barbara. Otis is gonna get a middle ID that has better bleed. Oh, okay. Okay then. Pretty sure ring Otis, which is better. Wait, it depends. It depends on how good the middle ID looks. Fish from the event. Where is that fish? This one? I almost have it. So, do we have new? No, we don't. This is a burn bleed. Is this chat? What about this fish? What about this fish? It's also bleed, right? I already used my yellow box. We ran out of a yellow chest bleed. We can get more. I don't know that the middle Altus ID bleed plate is gonna be better. To be honest, the middle is exactly no better bleed application. It is only good for envy. Only good for envy. Wait, don't I already have the fish? I already have the fish. Never mind. I already have the fish. We male need middle team. Oh, I remember this OST. I have this OST saved. I love this OST. The family hierarchs proof. I just wanted to sit there and listen to the music. The hall was chill with a tense air. And those present all sat in complete silence. A really good bleed. I need Sim, so save it for it's gonna be a tank attack fusion, and she's gonna be a robot who make art. What is that? Is that a paint? Is that a ring Faust? Then there was Jia Yun-chun with her lips slightly curled into a mirthless sneer. There we go. Thanks, Jean. Thank you very much. Can I be blue? What do you mean, can you be blue? Unsure of what to say next. At the center of it all sat Jia Zichun, unsure of what to say next. Well, everyone, Jia Yun-chun, seated next to the hierarchy upon which Zichun sat, smoothly takes control of the situation. Begins the assembly. Zichun looks so lost. Honored head of the houses, lord of each family, their proxy members, and the blue Dobby die. What do you mean, Isaac? She nods slightly, acknowledging our awkward presence. And little Zichun's guests who stay here at RH Corp seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Isn't she technically from Q Corp? What's up with her acting like she's any less of an outsider than we are? Yeah, and did everyone catch that? Our H Corp? Regardless of everything else, the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go is ridiculous, especially with Jia Zichun, the family hierarch herself, presiding over this official assembly. Clearly, she is using the pretense of assisting the hierarch to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. We are all aware Venerable former GMU has always discussed with and confided in me about the matter of the greatest import, the momentous of which steered the very course of H Corp's prospects. Even after I departed family for Q Corp, Venerable former GMU has always written missives to confer such matters with me. I feel like she's lying. Something about it smelled suspicious, but we'd already missed the window to challenge her to present us with proof without breaking decorum. Thus, as it naturally follows that I would be the inheritor of the Venerable GMU's will, I shall be presiding over this regular assembly, which we convene now to determine the future of H Corp. With a grandiose and self-important introduction, it seems clear to me that she considers herself to be the main character of this scene or something. Regarding certainly befits your station, Lady Yeon-chun. Oh my goodness. We are all impressed by your utmost dedication to the citizenry of Hongyeon, despite your already saturated schedule. We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity, Lady Yeon-chun. And my parents, a true shame that they couldn't be here, have always sung praises of your expertise, Lady Yeon-chun. I guess he is the representative of the Wang family now? Response from the participants are just as protracted, only obsequious, whatever, instead of arrogant. As heads of some of these houses were under investigation for concerning with the foreign forces to Hongyeon, their vacuum was filled by their children's generation, many of whom we had the pleasures of meeting during the family hierarch war. Very well then, shall we welcome Jia Zichun, the next person to sit upon the seat of Hung Yun's family hierarchy. Greetings, I am... Now let us begin. Okay, no, slap her silly. For many years, all these who have gathered here have toiled day and night for the eternal prosperity and growth of H Corp. No, Zichun, no. Call the freaking... What are they called? What are they called again? The guards? Call you for dinner? No. Alright, Isaiah. I'll see you later. Okay, what are they called again? The animals? Yu Chun's expression immediately sours as Yun Chun unceremoniously cuts off her self-introduction. The Heiso, yeah. The Heiso. First on the agenda for this assembly are like Zichun needs to call in the Heiso and like escort her out for her disrespect. First on the agenda for this assembly are urgent discussions and passage of new major policy items that have been tabled for far too long. Distributed contribution rights, auctioning policy, quarterly amnesty policy. Hold on, big sister Yunchun. Passing the right would allow the open auction for any remaining rooms the day before restructuring days. The courteous amnesty wouldn't do anything but give unfair advantage to certain families and high net worth individuals by getting large real estate assignments regardless of their performance in the previous quarter. Where Wei at? He's probably sitting by standing guard. He can't. Although he is part of her faction and probably her guard, I assume he can't do anything he himself. Like he needs to be ordered. Like he would be overstepping his boundaries if he were to like escort her out or something. Like Zichun herself needs to say something. Sutter's a little flustered before continuing. My point is, these policies are going to rattle H Corp's economy the moment they go into effect. Besides, these policies were pretty much drawn to favor lining the pockets of a select few families and high-ranking officials of H Corp. If I may, Venerable Hierarch, lining the pockets, that is quite an odd turn of phrase to refer to the bare minimum of respect the society might repay to its highest contributing members, don't you think? Before we continue, I'm not entirely certain if you are aware, but ever since the ascension of the new family hierarchy, the perceived value of Hung Yun has been racing to the, for lack of a better word, rock bottom. This is, we can't do much as guard. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Gene, what's up? Clearly, this demonstrates Hung Yun's concern and its lack of faith in the newly appointed family hierarchy. Therefore, it naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put a stop to this value. What do you mean? Wait, what? What happened? Okay, Gene. If you want to, I give you permission to bonk Mirai for that comment. I wouldn't mind about role being removed because I don't give about it. No, the roles aren't being removed. They're just being remade. Therefore, it naturally naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put a stop to this value and reputation free fall, and restore prosperity and greatness to Hongyan once again. Yeah, like what's wrong with the overlapping roles? What do you mean we have overlapping roles? We shouldn't have overlapping roles. They were like the roles were overlapping because there was two of the same roles. Is there not? So that's why I wanted the old roles to be deleted, so we just have the one role. Yeah, okay, and that's the family hierarch's job, right? Why are you? If you had perused H Corp's article association, you would have known that should H Corp be deemed to be in a state of crisis, the four great houses and the board of directors' voice may also carry de facto power in the assembly. And the board of directors, that's us, has determined that we are now in a state of crisis. State of crisis? What crisis? Everything that led to my ascension to the family hierarchy was legitimate, down to the final approval. These unseemly rumors and slander are tanking our value, which we have built up assiduously through years upon years of toil. So what is this if not a state of crisis? While not purging the old. Right. So the old Arknight role, the gray one, all the roles that are grayed, like Arknights, the Limbus, and all that, the ones that are gray are the ones that I want removed. The ones that are colored we keep. That's they're open. That's why they're open. They're overlapping, so that's why I wanted them to be removed. Like I don't see a reason why we should have two of the same role. And who wouldn't doubt the new family hierarchy's qualities when this decline has coincided precisely with her ascension? Jill Yunchen was somehow turning the room against Zichun without presenting a single shred of evidence, portraying her as some bothersome hierarch who was single-handedly tanking H Corp's value. Yeah, like it shouldn't be much of a problem, Gene, to I don't think it's too much work, but if it is, just let me know. But the people with the Arknights role, I'm sure you can give them the new Arknights role and remove the old Arknights role from them. And then that'd take too long to do everybody. Just remove the old gray Arknights role. And the same with the others, the old grayed out Limbus and other roles. No one in the assembly, not a single representative from any family present, stepped up to point out how Zichun's swift actions were what finally repelled the outside force that had marched right up to Hongyan's front yard. Okay. Yeah. So since you already did that, that's really all you needed to do. So now that anybody interested, yeah. Okay, yeah. Anybody interested can go to the role assignment thing, channel and just get their role again. Or how she deftly maneuvered her forces to quell the embers of war by quickly taking control of the chaos within Dagonyan. What if I'm not interested? Well then, I guess she just won't get notified over on the Discord. She hadn't shown any glaring signs of incompetence since her ascension, despite her relative inexperience, but Everyone in Hongyan board of directors, the head of each family, averted their eyes as though all of that had somehow inconceivably slipped their minds. So you take yourself to be a qualified individual for that responsibility, Zichun? Very well, then proceed. We're all waiting for you to begin your briefing before the assembly regarding the last 30 years quarterly net revenue record for Hongyan singularity related business. Your challenge on the next year's fiscal debt forecast and the exact recipe and variation numbers for the bolus that have been registered in the last 5 years. The Venerable Hierarch has not received that data prior to the meeting. You must all be aware of the chaos that followed the ascension. We are still indexing all available materials too. Isn't that funny? No, not once in history has the family hierarch ever failed to provide immediate and detailed answers regarding Hongyan's historical statistics. Well, yeah, you know what? You know what else is funny? You know what else is funny? Everybody, all the other people that have perished in that temple of yours. Now, if you want to talk about historical statistics, why don't you go down there and go pick it up real quick, and then we can move on. Why don't you go down there, Yunchun? Yunchun must have known all along too. She must have known how the previous family hierarchs were all directly supplied with an immense repository of information through the Zhanghong worm or something of the equivalent, and she's using it to target Zichun's weakness. Knowingly asking questions she, the first family hierarch without the anemone, couldn't possibly answer. The responsibility tied to the variable state of the hierarch, GMU, are matched only by the great power bestowed upon it. Thus, how are we able to leave the matters of the wing to someone who is so evidently unprepared for the task? Given the present circumstance, our hands may be forced to call to vote the motion of no confidence. Yeah, why don't we just... Can we get rid of her? I don't like her anymore. The motion of no confidence. The motion of no confidence, when passed by the high-ranking political official, can result in the removal of the chief executive from office. So they're going after Zichun's power. So this is the picture Jia Yunchun wanted to paint. Important family hierarch stammered and stumbled through her first meeting to the total and near unanimous lack of support from the H-Corp board of directors. Whatever jargon they're on about, seems to me they've got not an ounce of respect for the last or us. Never trust Watts overly obsessed with numbers and optimizations. They'll be the first ones to kick you out the moment they no longer see you as useful. Man. Yes, Princeps, I did like her. Until now. Until now. The Zichun needs to be protected, even if it's against Yunchun. You're not the only one who pissed off, so can you please stop shaking your leg for a second? Don't need to make our frustrations any more obvious, you know. I like Yunchun. I say we're gonna. If it were up to me, I would throw Yunchun into the lake. My arse would have left the chair long ago if it weren't for this last. In H Corp, should the board of directors unanimously vote in favor of the motion, certain parts of family hierarch powers will be removed. It is entirely possible that she will become a hierarch in name only. People really need to re-roll themselves in, and everything will be fine again. Right? Yeah. You just need to re-roll yourself. It shouldn't take long. You just go over to the roll channel and just pick the roll. So they're threatening to fire her unless she falls in line. This is some needlessly convoluted way to. The same will now consider the motion of no confidence. Are there any objections to bring the motion of no confidence against family hierarch Zichun to the floor? Hold on, the vote of no confidence isn't an item you can invoke so lightly. The Shi family has no objections. Excuse me? Let's say the Wang family has no objections either. Zhu family 2. The rest of the previous family heads seem to have changed precisely nothing. Those in power wore more useful faces, but their tongues still carry the same old resistance to change. Tax write-off go. Eugene goes to number 1. Thank you Eugene. Thank you for the dono. W's in the chat, people. W's in the chat for the tax write-off. You know, Gene, that's why you're Gene not only goes to number 2, she goes to number 3. L? No, that's a W. Okay, Gene, you can't will yourself to the number 1 anymore. You can't be doing that. We give Eugene the number 1 spot. You have to open your mouth, Gene. Absolute W. No rig, Gene. The genes cannot rig anymore. The new family heads were just as uncrowded as ever, and everyone seemed to be solely interested in staying in Jie Yunchun's good graces. New faces, same old. Needless to say, Heathcliff wasn't the only sinner fuming with rage. And of course, Don Quixote would be the one to be the most enraged. Thus far too vexing to simply watch and do not. Right? I knew you wouldn't let this slide, Don. They're walking all over Zichun like she's not even here. Yeah, Gene, what? Don't check AK, why? I don't see anything different. Perma suffer? What perma suffer? Don Quixote, my goat. No, Don is the best thing to ever happen to this game. But the game? What? There's perma. Well, I mean, we're gonna be playing Arknights on Tuesday, so. And welcome, Weathering. Oh, I just realized Weathering Peak. Weathering Peak, I think is my. I think Weathering Peak is my second favorite. My second favorite Kanto. We cannot let such injustice. Actually, no. I think it's my first favorite Kanto. Inspire unabated. Seems like we're both on the same page. So but just get ready on Tuesday. Yeah. But chat, it goes weathering, Matcha Land, and then Hongyun. I went hiking. The heights did not weather. 0 and 10. Oh my gosh, Eugene. Are you gonna be spitting some more jokes today? That's it. I'm not gonna hesitate to make myself heard again. This time I want to be courageous with your help, Don. Delusional Granny and the little German. Delusional Granny and little German boy. Wait a minute. Who's the? Are you talking about the GMU as a delusional granny, or are you talking about Don Quixote as the delusional granny? You're gonna love Kanto 9, so totally not biased. Totally not biased. Come on, let's do this together, okay? Very well, I am in agreement. Yes, then let's go on 3 the same time. The peaks are... Oh, Dawn? She's technically a granny? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dawn's technically a granny. But she'd be... Oh, do you know what? Dawn would go into my would smash granny list. The peaks were weathering. If there are no objections, the assembly will put this resolution to vote in a month. And 3. Objection! Bloody hell, wait, have you gone mental? Sinclair stood tall at the center of the entire room's undivided astonishment alone. Oh my god, Don Quixote has left this man to marinate in the desert. Dawn, still firmly in her seat, gazed up at Sinclair's proud stand and rubbed her nose. Dawn, look at her face! Look at her in her face! Oh my god, I'm taking a picture of that. I'm taking a picture of that. Oh my gosh. Young Sinclair now has evolved indeed. What an unmitigated pursuit of justice now has become, with such unrelenting fervor and utter disregard for decorum. Oh my gosh. Certainly mine efforts have finally borne fruit. What the hell did Don Quixote or he could suddenly rub off on you or something? The flabbergasted fish. The flabbergastion. Mr. Asian lady did troll German boy, I guess. The older the wine, the finer the dine. You know what? Yeah. I'm sure. Hey, Dawn has aged like fine wine for sure. Can't wait for this to get voiced. Oh. You know what? I forgot. Yeah, we haven't had much voice acting, huh? Oh, I want to go back and redo this with the voice. No, wait. No. What happened there? Don Quixote, we were going to... What happened to objecting together? Oh? I had taken that suggestion to mean that we must voice our dissatisfaction with the official channels, borrowing the titles of the illustrious Red Gaze and the Department of the LCC. I don't know if this is a troll or if Don Quixote is actually acting smart for once. Disputes in succession of power on such a high level of government are hardly ever resolved with rash grandstanding. Wouldn't thou not agree? Oh wait, no, is she actually serious? Bro, Don, what are you doing to my boys? Virgie boots still traumatize her? Oh, for sure. Why are you normal all of a sudden? That is such a line to say to somebody. I like to think Sancho got a little bored of yelling all the time, so now she's just trolling Sinclair. I'm currently in a bus. Hey, messenger. Let's see. Well, I mean, if you're in a bus, then you're not driving, are you? Hell yeah! And how are you doing? No, like, I love this BGM is so fitting. She's never been the same since she's Sancho. No, she's been the same and a little and some more. Like, we got more than just we got more than Don Quixote. We got Sancho and Don Quixote. Oh, that's good. That's good, Jan. My boy Sinclair. Lad, what just happened? What happened to the clammy, meek boy? Well, that's... I guess I just assumed that this is how Limbus Company rolls now. Excuse me. There seemed to have been an unexpected outburst from Ziqian's guest. Withdraw your objection. We will consider this a momentary loss of control and not enter it as an official statement. Memories back. Gets brain cells, is no longer in the single digits. I don't know about that one, Eugene. I don't know about that one. I feel like she's still in the single digits, but just slightly better. He gets depressed or has the funniest trolls ever. It was... Sinclair's eyes were shaking like someone with his life on the line. If not, I take it that you have full confidence in her abilities, so please, I encourage you to elaborate. When and how will Zichun demonstrate her aptitude for the responsibility of the family hierarchy? His voice continued to shrivel into a corner. He can't, and how could anyone? How could anyone when we all had a very clear view of her path to ascension? During the family convention, Jiabayu donated the coin he received from Jia Chu to you. Essentially, you pity-partied your way to victory. Have you ever attained the spring cultivation with your life on the line? Attended the spring cultivation? No, but I'm sure Sinclair has. Define no one being nominal soul 2025. Okay. Pity partied. And for your ascension, Jia Chu and those outside from upstart company had to almost literally carry you to the seat. Has there even been a single victory attained by your own hands in that entire process? Yes. But have we not all been witness to the qualities she exhibited during the family hierarchy evaluation and her own ascension? You must have no shame smacking your forked tongue in the audience of both heaven and earth like an unwitting buffoon. Who is this? Is this Virgil? That's when quiet even footsteps broke through Jia Yunchun's merciless dismantling of Jia Zichun. Oh, Zigong! Yet I see the point. The hierarch, with her grace, needs only demonstrate her already established qualifications before all. This is no place for an outsider to speak, but proceed. Just how will she prove herself before us? What an odd statement coming from a fellow outside who's been chattering for minutes on end. Forgive me, I was about to say that. Isn't she now from the outside now? I could only presume from your verbosity that the right to speak in this forum was open to all outsiders. Looking for that one proxy to hand in my half-day report. How long are you on the clock, Jan? We do be cultivating in spring or something. Here. More Zigong. Hey, no, Zigong? Do we wait? We have an idea of Zigong, don't we? She's an outsider now, since she's been married off to Q Club. Right, she's technically an outsider. We are you know what? Maybe Sinclair could use some cultivating along with Zichun. You said it yourself, no, that the vote on the no comments regime will proceed in a month. That seems to give the Baron hierarch a month to regain the trust of each family. No Zigong ID? Oh, okay. What? No, we do have Zichun IDs. Yeah, we do have Zichun IDs, which is great. It is rather clear to me that there are many who find their own defeat in the high family hierarchy or difficult to accept. Such a doubt is easily resolved. A match between clans should lay out the results quite obviously. Very well, a fair challenge between clans, which would preclude the participation of the family hierarchy, say so pact, and the Jin Land Guards. So you would remove her before the game even begins. Why not make this test a series of sparring matches in both academics and martial arts if such is the case? What audacity! Do you truly have that much faith in Jia Zichun's abilities? You must know the consequences of failing these matches, no? It would be a unanimous, one-sided end to the vote of no confidence, and naturally any and all right pertaining to the family hierarchy shall be transferred to the board of directors. That is fine by us. You are free to choose any champion whom you see fit. Unfortunately, your underlings don't seem to share your inflated confidence. But in the midst of the confusion, flabbergasted silence from the other sinners, a clear, carefree, yet defiant voice rings out Hong Lu's retort. That's not true at all, big sister Yun-chun. We actually have just as much confidence in Zichun as she does. His wide eyes stare directly and unblinkingly into Jie Yuchun's. It occurred to me that this might be his way of expressing anger. Hongler character development? Yeah, no, definitely. Impudent child, how dare he stare me down like that? Then you are welcome to try. 1 month, you have but 1 month to prove before all in audience that she is indeed fit to be the family hierarch. Should you fail, the vote may as well be a mere formality. In other words, should she successfully prove herself, none of you shall again rightly challenge the independent right and power bestowed upon the family hierarch. The concept of such recalcitrance would be no different from those that are the traitors are facing. Wouldn't you agree? Well then, we will excuse ourselves now. Zigong turns around towards us with that same mysterious smile and slowly directs us outside the assembly hall. We may call them sparring matches, but you must know that each and every one of them is a test to prove your claim to the seat of the family hierarch. A month is a time far too brief for a drastic improvement, regardless of for whom it may be. Learning from a proper master for 10 months straight might teach you a few things, but who knows how long the search for one such master might take, not to mention the official channels through which you must bring them past Dagunyun's walls, which may take up 2 months. Why not relent now and relinquish me but a part of your power as the family hierarch to the board of directors? Seems that this fellow outsider's mental facilities are impressively lacking. My lord has spoken in the past that when in the presence of 3 people, at least one of them is bound to be a teacher of mine. And here they are, aren't they? Jie Zichun's masters, each carrying something new to teach her. All 13 of them. Oh, I was honestly thinking maybe Virgilius would be teaching her, but that would be probably some cope. But I didn't expect this. Alright, yeah, and you have a good one. Say, did you age or something? You look different today. I don't have my hat. I don't have my hat. It's probably the hat. Zhigon gestured calmly towards the flabbergasted sinner, and the assembly came to an end. Verdi teach anyone other than his favorite child, Kairon? Yeah, that's why I'm saying I might be coping. That's why I say I might be coping. We're planning to train Jie Zichun anyway, but it seems that we are now under an expected deadline. Hey, when you said the LCB was going to help me out, did you guys mean that you were going to publicly humiliate the crap out of me at the assembly? No, we didn't publicly humiliate you. You and Chun humiliated you. Of course not, Zichun. Big sister Yun-chun, an old snake. Yeah, you can say that. If you read... What do you mean? What do you mean I'm broke? If you read Leviathan... What? No, Sinclair also humiliated himself. Pretty sure Stage didn't read. Yeah, no, I'm waiting to if we're talking about Enfield, I'm waiting to do an Enfield stream to do Levantine and Yvonne's story. The evil hag sister Yun-chun. Yeah. Yeah, like I liked Yoon Chun when she was first introduced, but like now seeing her, I don't really like her very much. You just given her 30 days to set the perfect stage for my downfall, to prove to the world once and for all that I'm not qualified at all to be the family hierarch. If evil, why hot? I do agree, Eugene, but this is one of those rare moments where I really don't like the character. But Zichun, weren't you always so good at humbling anyone who dared to underestimate you? Not so much anymore. Back then, like an idiot, I thought I just had to hold on with everything I had. I thought that's all I ever had to do, but now, things are different. It's true that I'm vastly underqualified to be the family hierarch, and she's right. I pretty much luck into this position. Yushin, don't tell me that woman's bullshit actually got to you. Well, she wasn't completely wrong, right? I'm just some kid who appeared to be just good enough to survive some traps and ambushes. I'm afraid that the responsibility of a family hierarch might be too much. Her self-confidence has significantly decreased compared to the observation from our previous interaction. The heck, Zichun? I don't remember you being this kind of character. What happened to the girl who looked down on us the moment we met? You even had the audacity to pretend to not know who we were, didn't you? Where'd all that confidence go, girl? That's actually got under her skin back then, huh? So Zichun, what do you want to do? Are you sure you're okay with this? Are you okay with letting this happen? If I let it happen, Big Sister Zichun is going to continue expanding her influence here. I'm sure she and the board of directors have been cozying up to each other for a long time. If the implication that her testimonies are on her testaments on her influence were true. Yep, it's true. Before she left for Q Corp, Big Sister Yuchan used to always accompany Jiamu to these assemblies. If we just let them hold the vote of no confidence, they're going to unanimously vote against me and slowly reduce the family hierarchy scope of power. And who knows, they might even call for a re-evaluation, however unlikely that sounds. Fit into that grand list? No. No. She does not. Unlike Jiamu, she didn't look all that enticing. Besides, Big Sister Yunchun, I think her definition of Hong Yun's prosperity might be different from mine. What she's looking for? What she's looking for isn't H Corp's prosperity. It's Doggone Yun's. Jiamu looks enticing. Yeah. I mean, before the mutation and all, of course. Actually, no. The mutation gave her more back end, if you know what I mean. Although I'm not much of a backside kind of person, but I do like to admire them. I know that this all has something to do with its ties to Q Corp, which I bet has already been going on for a while just under my radar. I'm sure they've already had plenty of talks behind my back. Don't worry, Princess, we're continuing. We're moving on. Which is not the kind of vision you have for Hong Yun's future, right? That's why you spoke up against her. My vision for Hong Yun is I want to change H Corp. The kind of place where people can live without fear. Man, chat, I thought maybe we were gonna get Yun Chun? Yeah, Yun Chun out of office. I thought we were gonna like get her out of office. I thought like she was like one of the perpetrators. I am calm, Jean. I am. You calm down. I never I just never imagined I'd have to prove myself like this, and in only 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed, right? It hasn't. Great, great. So it's decided then, huh? We just need Fowl to deliver the bad news to Sod. So to summarize, the responsibility of training Zichun to win these matches, these amorphous tests upon which hinges the family hierarch's fate, and almost every facet of which is entirely under Jia Yunchun's control, by the way, and is probably a trap within the next 30 days and is ours. And we have to explain that to Sod. Well, that sounds like a lot of work when you put it like that. Post-mortem reports have become quite rude. Sometime later, pray thee, thou must impress upon the illustrious red gaze that 'twasn't mine idea this time. she's so afraid. Goat Chew is doing a pilgrimage of compassion with the Mohist. Yeah, that's what he said he was doing. I remember when stage called pray for one who cracked the crusty perfection for him. He'll be out stage one and crack Jiabu. Hey, no, I never did that, Eugene. I never did that. I'm all for the. You know what? Now that you say it, Jiamu and Chrissy is not that far in difference. Being evolved was a theory, and Jiu-Chu went to search for evidence. Oh, okay. Okay, so he's searching for evidence. Okay. Sinclair stared blankly at Don Quixote as she made her desperate plea towards Sod. His sized head boot still imprinted on Don's shoulder. Yes, and I understand that as well, as we, for the 8th time, as always, Sod was wearing the same refreshingly incomprehensible smile. The kind of smile that makes people increasingly anxious the longer it lasts. Well, that gives us about 30 days, during which those sparring matches, tests, whatever, will be happening as well. Great. Then let's give it our best. Sinclair must be in a near whisper, clearly feeling responsible for what happened. Yes, I understand. I never should have stepped out of line like that, but something just... Yeah, so let's give it our best. I totally agree. We messed everything up again, and what? Limbus Company was always going to remain here and assist Miss Zichun acclimate herself to the responsibility of the family hierarchy. It was always a part of our plan. Well, I sure am glad that I took Faust's advice about how meticulous planning is completely pointless when it comes to LCB's missions. And I never would have to submit 9 separate disciplinary incident reports back during the J Corp incident had I known. I believe I should be able to explain this further. Prior to his departure, my lord was concerned about such a thing would come to pass. That is why he has left Zilu and I here to look after the new family hierarch's position, which must still be on rather thin ice. So that's what they were privately talking about when he pulled them aside. Doing nothing and allowing her wicked machinations to progress would have irrevocably made the entire board of directors not but putty in Yun Chun's hands, and that would have led that snake to de facto assume the seat of the family hierarch. Against such an insidious foe who wields intrigue as her weapon, the most viable strategy is the most direct one, to challenge her head on. Besides, has this not given you the excuse you needed to prolong your company's stay in Dagunyun? This is also a prime opportunity for Zichun to further solidify her influence here. Depending on the outcome of the vote of no confidence, they have played right into our hands by accepting this deal. I don't want to rain in on everyone's parade, but are we not even going to consider what might happen if we fail? No, we are not, because you will not fail, not with us aiding your efforts. Also, were you serious back then where you said... Hold on, chat. I'll be right back. Sorry, chat. All right. Sorry, we've got some family issues. All right. Have y'all been behaving in chat? All right. Let's continue. Also, were you serious back there when you said that we were going to teach Zichun? All 12 of us? Sorry. I already had all the milk. Jean was bullying us. Maybe I should give Jean a whip. Where's milk? The milk has been dealt with. I won't object to selecting only a few of us with better aptitudes to be educators. By the way, we already have an established internal hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities, of course. The results were entirely to my satisfaction due to an unexpected incident. Miss Otis, that is a statement mired in narrow vision rife with factual reflections. I am of the stance that the qualities of a good teacher are defined not by such statistics. So you must be the one who placed last in that scale. So, just don't say anything, bud. Best not stand out like a sore thumb. Well, y'all said because Eugene said Jean was bullying y'all, so maybe there was some justice to it. I may have overreacted then. My lord has said that from the very virtuous we may learn to replicate their merits. From the flawed we may learn to avoid their failings. As long as the student is willing to learn, anyone, anything can be a teacher. Jean did not bully us. You can check chat. Oh, okay. Whip it out. Okay, Eugene. That can be taken so many ways. What if Jean whips it out, huh? I also too embrace this teaching. Seek from all those who come across. Just what in the heavens are you doing? I am preparing a lesson plan for young Zichun, our family hierarch. You sure got on that fast. So what are these yellow wormy things here? I'm sorry, is she like... Does she have like a coloring book or something? But no, you know what? Maybe Don Quixote would behave better if she had a coloring book. Ah, 'tis a star, twinkle twinkling in its radiance. According to this schedule you have prepared, the student would have -3 hours available for sleep. -3 hours. This lesson plan's execution will require cooperation from T Corp. What's T Corp again? Yeah, it would be a mistake, most fatal indeed. I shall correct it post haste. Zigong was staring at Don Quixote's expression of her wild artistic merit upon the culmination with her usual crescent moon eyes. Wait, is that supposed to be Zigong's grimace? Of course, each to their own, I suppose. I need not be shaken by every little thing until we have their actual lesson plan in hand. Time Corp? Okay, that's the one where Yi Sang was, right? Hey, thanks for putting your faith in us, Zigong. We barely have any of that to go around ourselves, so I understand it couldn't have been easy. You could say that I have learned my lesson. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is surely one without end. I need a. I need a. The smudges, chat. The smudges. The smudges are terrible. Oh man, why did my phone update? Okay. What day is it for you, Stage? And you say I'm from the future? Well, it's still Tuesday for me. Which sinner would be the best teacher in your opinion? Faust? Probably Faust, right? She's like straight to the point, stoic. I see that you have all engineering worked on your lesson plans as per Zigon's request. She's too smart for us dumb student, in my opinion. So, well, that's the thing. As long as you're not asking her something like out of this world, then you should be fine. I would say Yi Sang, at least he can dumb it down for us. Okay, yeah, Yi Sang. Yeah, I forgot Yi Sang was also like a researcher. Oh, this is Zilu? I have received a total of 12 lesson plans. Hold on. Wow, she's tall. Hold on, shouldn't there be 13 of them? Even the ancient manager has decided to spare their precious time to teach a class. Yeah, I handed in my lesson plan too. And that is because... So who didn't do their homework? After a brief silence, everyone turned around and looked at one of the sinners. Heathcliff. Of course it's Heathcliff. Yeah, she is Zilu the Mao Heiso. Which one is... Oh, okay, so Mao, okay. Also adept. Zilu, casual clothes. Awuga? No, she looks pretty good. It ain't me. Oh, please, at least try to make a compelling argument. Who else other than you could possibly... Sinclair? It's me, yep. Yos, you've been acting out of character a lot recently. What's going on? Well, that's, you know, Sinclair could have just stood there and said nothing and just swipe Heathcliff under the rug. Yeah, I have her ID. Wait, do I? Is that Zilu's ID? Sinclair was drenched in sweat for some reason. Actually, in Sinclair's seat was a large stack of papers, each filled to the brim with writing. Are these papers? I'm done. Sorry, I got too into making a lesson plan, just couldn't stop myself from writing. Couldn't have appeared more proud as he placed that big bundle of sweat-soaked papers in Zilu's hand. What? Why is he sweating? And she received it with mild trepidation. He seemed to have dedicated quite the momentous effort in drawing up this lesson plan. What's up with her? Let's start reviewing from the first of the stack. 108 analytical approaches to what? What does AAA mean, and how do you plan to explore all 108 approaches in a month? Appreciation of artistry in assassinations. What? Oh, I know what's going on here. Ryushu went to Sinclair. Ryushu told Sinclair what she wanted for her plan, and Sinclair is there to translate and to write it all down. If you went too far? What? Right, sorry. Flip a page and continue reading for those 108 approaches. What paint did you use? It's quite viscous and the paper has partially melted. Lady, watch yourself. You almost got some on my arm. A painting. Zilu entrails coding the world. Now you know how aesthetic appreciation, the artistry of slaughter. Confused Zilu face. Just what the hell did you paint in that paper? Hey, get it together. Zilu stumbled briefly. Whatever was on the paper must have given her quite the shock. My mind wandered for a moment. I just noticed she has a bunny on her chest. Yes. A trained assassin making that face from Ryushu book. Yeah. It's too much for Zilu. But what kind of sword is that? She has bunnies. She is. She's just missing the bunny accessory. This is too dangerous to be used for a lesson, thus it goes to the discard pile. Weak sauce. Weak sauce. Zilu crumbled up the paper without hesitating and tossed it out of sight. I thought Zilu uses like a longsword. Next, intro to societal reintegration. Impressive title. Something tells me this has something to do with torture. Chapter 1. How to shake hands with your left hand when the situation calls for it. Exploration of excessively long sleeve fashion and practices. Projecting confidence and why having a bug arm is totally cool. That's you know how it is. Be proud of who you are, all that philosophical stuff. I wanted this lesson to give a bit of a paradigm. I can't say that. I know what that word is, but I can't. Shift where we can all come to see our flaws not as failings but as evidence of our individuality. Alright, Skull, you have a good one. Thanks for coming. Which will usher in a world where we can carry on with our lives no matter what kind of arm we have. Man, Gregor is really like sensitive about his arm. Discard. Next. Zilu quickly through the pages. Intro to Denigrative Linguistics. Subheading: The power of words. Sticks and stones may break their bones, so let's add words to the pile. Microdos will include the ability to dress down an opponent so hard that they fell to their knees and beg me to stop. Dress down an opponent so hard they fall to their knees and beg me to stop. Yeah? I have plans for application as well. The lesson teaches methods pertaining to disguising compliments in criticism and vice versa. Otis roasting class. All this seems rather difficult to learn. What about that Gregor Isaac? Well, depends what kind of Gregor ID are you using. I have concluded from my heteroto observation that Geo Zichun is an individual of great promise in this field. Follow my instructions to a T and I guarantee you that this cadet shall be able to have the upper hand in a verbal confrontation. Is this a curriculum to make the best brawler out of the best family Harik out of me? Best brawler or the best family Harik out of me? I'm quite interested, but Geo Zichun's vehement veto eventually overruled the suggestion. On justice, another impressive title. You know who this is. Subheading methodologies of captivating an entire room of preoccupied audience. Discard. Fee on thee, wherefore? Next. Praxis of ego splitting concern. You know who this is. Concerning inter-mirror conflict between the self and the reflection, and paradoxically fractured theory of idealism, which one attempts to open an unopening door to open the what? Open an unopening door to open the door. What? Utterly incomprehensible. Discard. No space between words is a crime. I agree, Eugene. Perhaps Miss... Oh, is it Yi-sang? Miss Rishi's advice to truncate the election title should have been taken in interest. Survival and exploration. 21 reasons to pay attention when the exploration team leader is giving advice on the upcoming adventure. Case study for 30 horrible mistakes that occur between the team was distracted during the leader's lecture. How to track down the troublemaker who tries to sweep trouble under the rug while the team leader isn't looking. Someone ignored my advice that we should have been moving 2 steps ahead. Finally, I've narrowed them down to 3 culprits. I forgot to take that part out. Oh. And into the shredder it went. When did that paper shredder get here? This is another Don Quixote book. The art of using yawning as a cover for popping a cookie or 2 into your mouth, especially this one getting lectured. That sounds like Rhodian. Hey, if you get good enough at it, you can do that with nuts too. Yeah? So it was you who made those crunching noises in our last meeting. What? No, what? Did you take me for an amateur? The art of social maneuvers. How to let it flow through you. How to make things awkward when you walk right in on someone bad-mouthing you. Sinclair? Oh, Hong Lu? The most important part of this art is to flash a refreshing smile in a way that looks earnest. It helps when you convince yourself that smiling is what brings good fortune. Of course it's Hong Lu. Smiles have a way of disarming people, giving them pause and making them hesitate. I remember that big bro used that technique to confuse a lot of Duggan people who hated him. I see. This... I can't quite bring myself to throw this into the shredder. Next, how to remain... Why? How to remain in complete stillness for a week until the next command is received. Mersalt. Mersalt. This lesson plan was designated based on Rhodian's advice that I must prioritize strengths that are unique to myself. Yeah, why is Hong Lu's spared? Does she have a crush on Hong Lu? Look, in my defense, I don't know. he considered that this be either she has a crush on Hong Lu or she's saving the papers for Jia Chu, his brother. I don't know. Well, not brother. Cousin? I don't know. He considered that to be his unique strength, K. Asked Zilu. I would if I could. This considered whether standing in complete sense for a weakest equality one might seek in the family hierarchy. This one is certainly interesting. What separates bravado from bravery? Sinclair? Jack shite, sawed off and grab your... Of course it was Heathcliff. I thought I already said Heathcliff. Yep, always gotta read the full print. It's my philosophy that reason don't necessarily need to be considered before coming to blows. He even went right in British. Martial powers is indeed an indispensable part of family hierarchy qualities, but our focus is not developing a hierarchy of a syndicate. Information disparity as a driver of inequitable treatment. Kayron? That's actually the most interesting sounding one so far. And the application of engineering frameworks. Faust? Okay, it's kind of losing me, but I'm still on board. For systematic resolution in rational self-interest driven societies. Is it still going? That was 1/5 of the full title. Yeah, it seems that the same trouble has hindered both you and I. Every word in that title was added for its absolute necessity. Indeed, indeed. I should have gone through the majority of the lesson plans. Finally. It's probably mine. It's probably mine, right? Now that that's over. Yeah, it's finally my turn. My turn. Side with the gravity of someone who just been bestowed with the most important mission in his life. Thinking back, even back in school, I used to daydream about becoming a teacher myself. I thought I could be good at it. So I guess you could say that I'm pretty happy to be given an opportunity like this. My lesson plan on how to spot the intricacies of the intricacies and uniqueness of every waifu you come across. I call my lesson the theory on self-overcoming. We have to accept that everyone stumbles at first, but by always striving to be a better person than I was yesterday. Hey, but what if I like who I was yesterday more? That's okay, everyone has their own unique potential sleeping deep inside. So with everything I've learned and experienced so far, let me teach you how to not doubt your own capabilities, how to always shoot higher. You had me for a second there, but what's up with acting like you're an infinitely more enlightened person than I am? That's, you know what, she's kinda right. Of course, I prepared a speaking class where you can learn how to speak with modesty too. I never would imagine Sinclair would be into it. Wait, when did Sinclair know how to speak in a modest setting? A formal setting. Too bad he's so into it that he's not even listening to what Zichun's saying. Following that, your company's... it seemed that Zilu has completed her review. Yes. But he didn't go to a school for whatever. He used to be a rich boy, remember? I mean, was he a rich boy? Yeah, he was pretty. You know what? He did have a mansion, didn't he? I see. Now, how's everything going, everyone? Class prep going well? Before the Crossy event. Mine curriculum most special. Okay, so that's a no. That was Saul's impression upon taking a quick glance at Don Quixote, who was sobbing and cradling the shredded pieces of her lesson plan in her hand. It wasn't a complete bust, at least. Sinclair's lesson plan survived. Miss Zigong and Miss Sod, I prepared a full 30 days worth of lesson plans. Would you like to take a look? But Zigong and Sod weren't looking at the dozens of plans Sinclair presented so proudly before their eyes. They were looking away. Zigong especially was looking away with almost an expression of pity. So he doesn't know. Would you mind explaining this, CeeLo? I could not bring myself to tell him. Apologies. So this young man produced this entire sizable stack of lesson plans all on his own. I see. Weakness has found its way into your heart in the face of such earnest effort. I understand. But it's been decided that Sinclair will not be pursued as one of Jia Zichun's teachers. Or should I call you Pupil Sinclair to be exact? This has got to be a mistake, right? Isn't Zichun the pupil here? No, there haven't been any mistakes. My lord has really instructed that you are to learn from this as well. Oh. Oh. What? Oh, wait. Why? Why is Sinclair... This isn't right. I always thought Don Quixote was the one sitting with Zichun. Guys, this isn't right. Now this looks like a proper classroom. It would feel pretty dang empty with just Zichun sitting there all on her own, don't you think? Besides, I bet Sinclair's the resident for on going to schools, right? School was a luxury for me, you know? Yeah, maybe, but that doesn't mean I ever wanted to go back to school. You should learn to be grateful. I don't dole out my teaching to just anyone. Don't forget, we have to redo the whole lesson plan under their supervision. Otis, you always get on your soapbox when trying to lecture everyone about something after every single battle anyway. I mean, I would think so, Eugene, but I don't think so. And so, Ishmael, you always got hyper fixated on something. Once you find something interesting, you never stop talking about it for 3 hours at least. I will ensure that you receive the best education I can provide, Sinclair. Hold on, you saying? I thought we were the underdog deal. Remember during the checkup when I said we got this? We were going to get this together. The evaluation painted a twisted picture of the true scale of strength, the sole measure of which erroneously relied entirely on physical might. I shall not hesitate to impart knowledge for those who require education. In his 20s, and to be a fixer, they must be at 20 age. German boy crashing out. Would you say it's a valid crash out? Would you say it's a valid crash out? Congratulations, my lady. You have found yourself a desk mate, which some also call a bestie, depending on desk placement. Desk mate, bestie. What the heck does any of that mean? Why does she look so excited for this? His eyes widened with confusion, though she just heard these words for the first time in her life. I mean, I wouldn't crash out if I became a desk mate with a baddie. Sinclair or Zichun? Zichun sparkling eye? Yeah. When you say baddie, do you mean Zichun or Sinclair? And she... I wonder if Princess feel. Vision experiencing a normal life. Both? Question mark? Sure. When I first meet her, when she was 16, she explained to me that she hadn't attended any school-like institutions. This is par for the course for children of Hongyan who are raised for the purpose of becoming the next family hierarch. The reason being that schools can be a perfect place to assassinate someone. The baddie is no, Manu, no, stop right there. Rifechun is absolutely a baddie. Okay. So Desmate and Bestie began to explain, seemingly resigned to the fact that he was essentially going back to school for a month with the other sinners as his teacher. Usually sit next to each other and help each other out. A Bestie might nudge the other awake when they doze off, share their homework with one nerve they forgot to do theirs. They usually end up being included in the best memories of each other's school time. So not very important at all, huh? I think I got this on my own. I don't need a bestie. No, I never said that, Eugene. Alright, Isaiah, you have a good one. Thanks for coming. It may have come a few years late, but I am moved by that my lady finally has a chance at experiencing school. Same here, I remember it like yesterday. Zichun would sit and watch other kids walk to school from a distance, tears welling in her eyes. Dude, she says dude. Oh, that reminds me, one day out of nowhere she started saying something about eating from lunchboxes with her friends. I haven't a clue as to how or where she even heard about it, but she snuck into the kitchen and... Wait, don't you guys have lesson plans to write? Come on, hurry up. The 30 days are ticking down. We've only got 30 days. Of course, unfortunately, I have become quite occupied with another task of great importance. Assisting Wei with indexing and reviewing various documents that are in critical need of organizing. Thus, I must leave the lesson planning task to you two, Zilu and Miss Sod. Have you any thoughts on this matter? Slacker? What was that? I said nothing. What the? Wow, Zilu throwing Zigong under the bus. Server maintenance? What do you mean? Like, what's wrong with the server, Gene? And thus Sinclair X Zichun ship has started for their draw from them being Desmate. Yeah, you know what, Eugene? Let's not talk about that. Zilu and Sod appeared to have aged several years overnight, their faces sunken and sallow. Finally, after referencing the idiosyncrasies and various statistic data available to us regarding each center, we managed to come up with an appropriate curriculum. The unclean in Discord. Miss Zilu, apologies. Sleep deprivation has relieved me of clear mind. Alpha Educator is truly a grueling one. Marching to battle would be much easier. Due to choose methodology you shared, we did manage to find a way to make this quite efficient. Alright, Gene. Efficient, huh? To be a true family hierarch, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one must understand and master. However, do so in 30 days as promised is an implausible effort. Thus, we have categorized the countless virtues into 3 categories. They are called... What are these supposed to be? Are we playing minigames? Z, Yang, and Ren. Z, wisdom. The wise lose neither people nor words. To hold one's silence in need of speech shall cost them people. To speak in need of silence shall cost them words. a reasonable sequence of logic. Young, courage, the ability to overcome fear to act decisively. Raise a Z-Tune minigame. A Z-Tune minigame like raising the Z-Tune. Have too much of it and risk becoming a brute. Have too little and risk becoming a craven. It needs harmony and balance. How to train your wife. Now that's a title I'm sure quite a lot of people wouldn't like very well. But you know what? I'm all for it. So how far are we going? Are we allowed to go with corporal punishment again? We got a mega evolution Z-Tune. I recall no instance of any discussion regarding corporeal punishment and humility. Oh, humanity is the benevolence of the heart, the compassion of behavior that dictates respect toward every human. Clearly, most of the facilities of this school are severely lacking in all three of your criteria. Just how do you think they'll be able to teach the students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in Ren. Are you sure I'm in good hands? Just what the heck am I supposed to learn here? Where's Wei? Mr. Wei and Miss Zigong are currently quite preoccupied with handling the manual task of paperwork. Right, Mr. Wei wanted me to deliver this message to you. Be strong, my lady. Wei! Despite her protestations, the 30 days of classes whatever that. Oh my god, it's actually a Z-Tune. Oh my god. It's actually a mini. Is this a fucking mini game? Is this a mini game? Is this? Even has the school. Oh my gosh, are we even playing on Limbus Company anymore? My name is saying that is all. The class I prepared for today, I've heard plenty about your mirror tech, which makes me wonder. I forgot what the minimum stat for special outcuts. Wait, there's a special cutscene? Going by the level of advancement in that technology, couldn't you have approached it from a different angle? You know how technological advancement usually go. People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventors inadvertently warped into weapons of destruction. Did you show much promise already? As you summarize now, the mirror has in the past almost been employed to shatter possibilities instead of reflecting them. I'm sure that the angle most others wanted to see happen, removal of potential risk, sounds much more palpable than potential itself to some people after all. Correct again, yet destruction was a word that bore too much suffering from my heart. My soul egress from it was abandonment of my quondam fellows and my life's work, making myself a fugitive from the past. Well, how did you bring yourself to just abandon it all? I conversed with who? With myself that lies within me. And you are aware the mirror's reflection extends beyond the veil of our own reality. It reflects the potentialities, the latent strength, and the world. But even among them, the reflection of the greatest importance is that of the self, Let not the innumerable worlds of the mirror enchant your gaze. First, one must direct their studies inward and reflect upon oneself. Excuse me, chat. Uma Musume Limbus edition. Now, if you're prepared, do explain what you see in the mirror. You need to hesitate. Appeared to hesitate before the mirror. Hey, it's been a while since I looked into the mirror for so long. My lady, do you recall Sun Zen of the Shi family who contacted you for a meeting? Yeah, the guy who said he was gonna show me a precious flower that blossoms only at night. I remember that you were vehemently against me going out there, so I stayed inside. I wonder what kind of flower it was. Don't tell me you were actually looking forward to meeting him, my lady. Oh, of course not. You were wise to stay inside. It was revealed that you weren't the only person who was invited, my lady. That vile man had hired a group of assassins to ambush the meeting spot and would have been waiting there to spring the trap had you gone. But apparently he was outplayed and had his limbs and head torn off as punishment. What a relief, isn't it? I guess. I'm glad I didn't go away. You were right. If only you still had the Wu branch under your control. Stop it. We agreed to move on from that, remember? We don't have to talk about it. I was brushing my hair and looking into the mirror as we were talking, but I realized that I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I found it so hard to meet her eyes. But I brushed it off because I had to. An experience like that was going to be a common occurrence anyway. And the family hierarchy war was always looming on the horizon. That's what you felt then may have been shame. But it is paramount to face oneself nonetheless, nay, especially so if it was. And Sinclair, what do you see? I just see myself smiling. I don't see what's so out of the ordinary. But it seemed like Sinclair didn't really bring himself to face the mirror. Hey, after what we just discussed, I think I understand something now. Now that I've had some quiet time looking at my reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I've had hidden away for a long time. I learned to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror. I learned it was like the world leveled up to expert. Be passionate and dream on, fix your tails. Can I select the class? Okay, it's not. Can I just add? Okay, well. 'Tis true that a station of teaching is prone to imbue one with a sense of bashfulness. Sinclair and Zichin both sat with a bit of apprehension as well, which is understandable given what Saul told them some time before the lesson started. Otis, who'd been glaring daggers at Don Quixote for a while, finally decided to voice her doubts to Saul. So what is Don Quixote that woman's supposed to teach? Have you not considered that her usual flippancy might only cause more trouble than it's worth? You worry too much, Otis. While she may not look it, Don Quixote is extremely well versed in those adventure tales. Why would any of that matter? Have you yourself considered that fixers often appear when history is in the making? Let's see here. Don Quixote took a second to savor the moment as though she had been preparing for her whole life for it, then continued. Is that the La Mancha land? Like motif or whatever it's called? Rhythm? I think that's the La Mancha land stuff. You need to catch on. Try to get angry at each stat for a special cutscene at the end. Yeah, this is a La Mancha land stuff. I like this. Amongst the greatest fixers whose honored names were engraved in history, verily, let us commence this lesson with the tale of the fixer Yu Fei. The tale beginneth in the year sometime later. Are you done? Just how can she continue to talk at such length? She's been going for ages. Thus cometh the time to test thy dedication to this class, and the knowledge that should naturally come with it. A pop quiz, if thou wilt. Where should you find the time to prepare this? I can assure you it's a quiz of merely residual difficulty if thou hast paid attention in class. Worry thee not. Does this pop quiz have prizes? But of course I can prepare for such inquiries. Which great answer I shall bestow upon thee from the very treasure chest of mine. These precious fixer badges, forsooth, I did not let a single day go by in which I did not polish each and every one of them on 3 separate occasions, the very least. When the hell does she have all the time to do all this? I know, I don't really need them. Hold thine applause, for there is a bonus award for the victor who, by the end of this match, carries more badges. Thou shalt attain the role of a protagonist in this theoretical play of my making. Fixer Chronicles, Yu Fei. 'Tis an opportunity of a lifetime. It's still not really, it's not doing anything for either of us. It's still a pretty useless award, but if you're turning this into a competition, I won't lose. Seriously? What's scared you'll lose? Is history your weakness or something? I'll have you know that I was the teacher pet in every single history class I took. Okay, and I have you know that I was, no matter the subject, showered with praise from every master I've ever had. Okay, if that's how you want to play it, I'll have you know that I was a prodigy in other classes too. I did great in art class, pretty good in math too. I was just being humble because I didn't want to steal your thunder, Zichun. Okay. Then let me tell you that I was trained in the mastery of at least 10 different disciplines every single day. And on one of those days, you know what one of my teachers told me? He said, looks like Miss Zichun's finally getting a feel for how friendships close in age are forged in school. So wait, I mean they could have put Don Quixote instead of Sinclair because Don technically looks about their age. That's good. No matter how excellent her masters were, there are some experiences you just can't learn from teachers. I tick-tocked in response. 'Tis year 505. What is the historical community consensus on the most illustrious battle that Fixer Yu Fei said to have partaken? I'm going to impart thee a major clue if thou hast paid attention as I discoursed upon the 5 pillages in which the fixer Yu Fei was mentioned. This should not be a difficult question to answer. The honored fixer of the Cerulean Heaven, who attained triumph in the Battle of Rhino Tree in the year 465, has said what was the worst ordeal she had to face in her career. I got it. It's when she had to forge onward despite watching her dear comrade fall one by one as they held the line to buy her time. Well, they have Sinclair being taught for a reason. They see potential to the point possibly. Yeah, but they're they're teaching him things that he's already probably learned. Potential boy. Damn it, I was too slow. Bye, Young Zichun. Trial incorrect. Honorable fixer of the Korean heaven is reported to have testified that the worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand behind her enemies with hair that was not luscious, and the simply lined package caused her regular delivery of nutritional supplements to cease. What thou hast suggested, Youngju, was her 17th most difficult ordeal. 17! Wait, testified that the worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand before her enemies with hair that was not luscious. Into becoming a weeb. Literally, Eugene. She's speaking like she was actually there. That impression is quite understandable, for I am trained in the ways of verily regaling these tales, but most of these are tales I have learned from books. Much did I anticipate an opportunity to regale these tales to such an audience enough to study the ways of minstrels. There was a clear look of pride in her twinkling eyes. Oh my goodness, the pose. Absorbed in his hotel picture. I even forgot to breathe in at one point. It's freaking Power Ranger. Is it that? It's like it's Power Ranger-y, right? Kamen Rider? Okay, Kamen Rider, not Power Rangers. Was the secret technique, but honorable fixer Lysander employed in his resolution of the case of the Fey Forest. Speak its name in full. I've got it. A summer night fantasia. Yet I cannot let such an unmotivated retelling of his super ultimate move. Hardly could one internalize the true noble spirit of fiction by simply reciting it with such apathy. Thou must recreate the exact pose and the enunciation. You're asking a little much, Dawn. Are you kidding me? Come on, you can do this. Gia Zichun, you can do this. This is nothing. Illustrious of a midsummer night shall devour thee whole. Oh my word. And Dawn is over there crying with a handkerchief. Man, the thigh though. The thigh would slap. Sinclair looks so defeated. Look at her go. That's my wife right there. Summer Night Fantasia. You know what? I can't wait for this to be voiced. How long does this take to be voiced? How long? Thine enunciation was quite shaky upon the word illusion, yet thou hast demonstrated sufficient courage. Thus I bestow upon thee this badge. I grow tired of this nonsense. Just how much longer are you planning to drag this on? Thus muttered the hero, and then declared, I shall tear this evil storm asunder and find a place for this blade at the center of thine heart. They're basically in like theater class or something. Yeah, Gene, how's it going? Nope. Oh, what? How? It's hot? What's the temperature outside, Gene? Dante, lights, left side. Gotcha. Donkey, who was watching Sinclair and Juchud two-person play, silently wiped her tears away. Bravo, certain minor details were missed, such as the Yifei, the fixture was left-handed, and that he had a habit of playing with a lighter in his left pocket before every duel. Yet 'twas a wonderful reenactment indeed. I have no other critique to impart upon thee. Are you sunbathing, Gene? Embrace the gene, absorb the warmth. Not how to train. Not how to train your Z-Chun. Hey Tsukihime. Yeah, we're doing the Z-Chun. This Z-Chun Uma training. When faced with a great adversity in thine adventure, rekindle the memory of the Yu-Fei, the fixer's final duel. Remember it well. $26C doesn't help me, but sure, Gene. Like what, 60? What's 60? Oh, I was close. 78. 78's not bad, is it? I don't think 78's bad. Over here it's like it gets to like 90, which is your average day in Florida here. On the worst day, like we have like around like 80, like 80, like 90, 80 to 90. When faced with great adversity in thine event, okay. And locally important that you get 100 on the first and third stat if you don't want to repeat the whole training sequence. It's the first and third stat. Most of the time. Yeah, so what are you just did you go outside to sunbathe? Oh no, don't worry, Tsukihime. I would like to get the special cutscene or whatever. Let's come to an end, the lesson of today. But I think I'm starting to get it. She's slowly turning them, chat. I get why she's so obsessed with fixers. Clutched tightly in Zichun's hands were the badges Don Quixote had gifted to her. I was completely absorbed in exhilarating tales of fixers, even after I forgot to breathe at one point. The first and third stat? Oh wow, they're free, dog. Just set some food out for the dog, you know, come running back. I learned how to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror. $60 max HP. Why is this a thing? Yeah, but I want to put... Okay, I guess I can. So, red and blue and red. I need blue and red, right? There's a component part taken from the structure that forms H Corp. This may prove to be an opportunity to conduct an in-depth analysis of the nature of the former H Corp singularity, which has been enduring for such a long time. Which one is H Corp again, chat? Is that the one with the Crusty? You look kind of upset today, Faust. Indeed, an opportunity to study the old H Corp singularity is not one that comes often. As there was potential for interrogation into mentalities, I made a request to disassemble a part of the bus's engine, but was denied. A shame. Aren't you the one who built mentalities though, Miss Faust? Is indeed Faust's work, but not all of it was mine. It is possible that Faust may never reveal every small detail that went into its creation. I would very much enjoy a chance to completely disassemble it, even its engines, so that it could be reassembled with my own hands. Yeah, sure. Hold on, chat. Let me go grab a drink real quick. This is my channel, chat, not the chair, okay? I'm already dead. Are you still outside looking for the Doge? Gene? Chat, I got a pistachio muffin. It's okay. It's not bad. It's like green. Gonna give him the channel note, my channel. I had one of those, they're pretty good. Yeah, they're not bad. I just thought I'd taste more pistachio, you know? I can learn various detailed mechanic fundamentals about export technology. And what the heck happened to Faust? That's how it works. I think I get it. I don't think this is how I'd get to learn more about the old H code. I don't think I can do much against the reconstruction days right now, but this knowledge will certainly come in handy when the days come for me to gradually dismantle the iniquitous thing. No worries, but I feel so tired and hot. Just hot. How about getting some ice cream, Jean? Chat, I miss cheese ice cream that I would get in the Philippines. Faust blew up. The day when Hongyun can be placed where people can live without fear. Without the fear of encroaching reconstruction days, without obviously counting their rooms to see if they'll fall or not, until Hongyun can be a place where you can sleep with the promise of safe tomorrows. Hey Princeps, sometimes it's just, sometimes people want to complain about the heat. The heat is beheating, okay, Princeps? Honestly, but right now, my weather's been very cold. We're still in the cold weather right now. But once it gets hot, it's gonna be like 85 to like 90 degrees, and it's gonna be so bad. I'm sure you'll pull it off. Oh, and I learned a lot during this time too, Miss Faust. The voltage must be set to while repeating the experiment with a different combination of fuses and wires. There was supposed to be a lesson somewhere in there, right? Wait, chat, why are we getting these? Why are we getting like this stats like slash resistant and stuff? So we want blue and red, right? It's for Ari McKinnon. Yeah, 800 and all ideally, but yeah, but we're gonna alternate. Yeah, ideal, you say. Like other cases which were more on the upside of things. The room's air filled grim and solemn as soon as everyone saw what Gregor had written on the chalkboard. Losing a wing war leaves a much larger, longer-lasting impact than some medium-sized enterprise closing up shop. It might be too soon to talk about this, but we came pretty damn close to it recently, didn't we? We were this close to a large-scale war breaking out right here, which absolutely would have happened if Mrs. Chen had failed to finish her ascension. It would have spread like wildfire too. So my class is going to be about what exactly happens when a war... Oh. Slipped from Gregor's fingers as he went to scribble something on the board. His left hand was trembling as though the room's temperature had plummeted only for him. And why's it gotta... Excuse me, Mrs. Liu, is it okay if I smoke? Go ahead. Well, when else am I gonna get a chance to share the realities of war right to a wing chief executive officer face, huh? The moment that just doesn't come off your skin, no matter how hard you scrub at them. Man, Gregor has some... I wonder if Otis has like PTSD like he does, but I don't think Otis does. I don't think Otis has as bad PTSD as Gregor. It doesn't seem like it, at least. Hey, take a break if you need it. I'm going to listen to every word you have to say here today, no matter how long it takes. Trauma dumping class. You know about the smoke war from Kanto 1. I mean, just not much. Just that the bugs and stuff of like Gregorin, right? Nostalgia instead of PTSD. That's what I'm saying, Eugene. Man, do I appreciate that sentiment? Yeah, just the stuff from Kanto 1. Well, still though, I can't dilly-dally when Miss Luchen's got other stuff to deal with, huh? So let's take a look at how things were at the beginning of the Wing War. A very significant war. What is it later? Does it get elaborated on previous games? Wow, that was short. Oh, okay, so it's in Ruina. What's the time frame between Ruina and Limbus Company? It doesn't seem very long. And that's why the Smoke War fronts were mostly characterized by trench warfare. Oh, no idea. Might always happen like at the same time. Oh, really? No one wanted to risk fighting in concrete jungles where they could be surrounded by enemies at all times, so everyone tried to draw each other out to an open battlefield, which naturally turned into trench warfare. Of course, every wing has a different singularity, so this isn't really applicable to all cases. The former G-Corps found flat plains easier to maneuver in. I feel like Dogongyun could make pretty good use of Hongyun as a defense fortress, especially with its internal structure constantly shifting around, which the Heisos know and use very well. Is that why attacking when the Heisos are active is bad? Because the Heisos can take advantage of like the shifting of Hongyun? We only know for a fact Limbus happens after Ruina based off certain characters. Right, the two like I don't know, like the two people from the last Kanto. Exactly, this explains why they were hesitating outside Dogongyun. Remember the thumb fellas? The ones whom we met who were going in circles? Not to mention how the Heisos all utilize the topography of Hongyun differently. Even if an outsider were to get a read on how one of the branch maneuvers around Hongyun, as long as the 12 Heiso branches are standing, Hongyun is unassailable. Well, despite going to all that, I'm sure we all know what the best answer in all warfare is. Not having a war in the first place. I'll be honest, I can't stop thinking about some of the stories you've been telling us. I can't even imagine what it would have been like to have to not only witness it, but go through all of that. We did visit your fathoms, Gregor, but that wasn't even the tip of the iceberg. As it was devoured in smoke, its citizens in madness. He'd always shrugged off those stories as rambling of the past, but during the war he stood at the center of the heartless machine that was the city. Its every gear collaborated to slaughterhouse its precise precision to maximize the death of its people. Yeah, so I'm assuming we're gonna have another Gregor Kanto, like y'all said. Them and the folks during the interval, they mentioned that they went to the library. I don't know, I don't think I did that, Princeps. They must have witnessed things far worse than the worst the city presently has to offer. His eyes gazed beyond the veil of the bygone past, shaking relentlessly in pursuit of what was no more. Oh boy, sorry fellas, I'm afraid I got carried away lamenting what happened that I forgot this was supposed to be class. I'll be sure to prep something more useful next time. The one before Kanto 5? Right. Wait, is it the Intervallo or is it like the side stories? No, everything you told me really solidified my resolve. This chaos within Hongyun needs to come to an end soon, lest something so horrible could happen. Point, we are super sure there is gonna be even more from Gregor. the interval. Okay, so no. Okay, so wait. So who said that they went to the library? There was those like kids there and that one woman. I'm heading to my next class. Those mechanics. Wait for me. Even after the two students had left, Earl lingered in the room for a while, lighting up cigarette after cigarette without erasing what he wrote on the chalkboard. Smoke soon filled the room. Yeah. Yeah, so who said they were going? Who said they were in the library? I don't remember that. He left only after almost emptying the entire pack. Jin Gang Bolus. How are classes going, Zichun? I'm not you, big bro. I pay attention in class. Hello, Miss Dayu. She was really insistent on helping me out, even though I refused because she looked preoccupied. The moment I found out about the contents of this lesson plan, I simply could not allow him to do this alone. Looks like it was going to be another serious class. Apologies for the delayed greetings. Dayu of the Lin family formally extends her greetings to the venerable hierarch. Meanwhile, since I heard that greeting around here. Wait, what about Big Sis Bao Chai? Are you sure it's okay for Zufai Bodyguard to be here? I am no longer employed as Miss Bao Chai's guard. Wait, don't tell me you got... Everything I did that day, including accompanying you, was under Miss Bao Chai's orders. As for why she no longer needed my service, I don't understand myself. She suddenly let me go after the trouble was over. So what's there for you to teach me, big bro? Your lesson plan about not making things awkward got vetoed by Zilu, so... You could have taught me a thing or two if we were still kids, but come on, you spent most of your time stuck in Yi Hong Yun before leaving Hong Yun. I don't know what you could possibly have to teach me. Briefed Dante and the sinners on how they were fixers, but then got sucked into the library. Okay, I do remember that. I do remember that. Like, just bits and pieces. Don't you worry, Zichun. This is the one thing I think I'm pretty good at. My lesson for Zichun and Sinclair is, in clear, neat handwriting, Hong Lu wrote, "Surviving Hong Yun" on the chalkboard. Surviving Hong Yun whenever he didn't really need to survive Hong Yun, which is a little confusing to me. Well, I don't think I need any help in that department from you. Yeah! Look, I know you've had your share of assassinated attempt, big bro, but Jimu, I mean, the previous hierarch and the elders favor sheltered you from the worst of it. She's not wrong. Back when we had to fight our way through a bunch of sweepers, weren't you almost one of the handful who got assassinated? Oh, that. I was wondering the hallways because I felt like something was off about my room. Until Dante told us all to go back to our rooms, of course. Wait, it was my fault? You did have some intuition, I'll give you that. Looks like I'm going to have to prove myself. Dayu, would you mind preparing the thing? You have my utmost faith, but please do practice caution. Sometime later, Dayu appeared with 4 bowls splashing with tea before sparkling some powder into one of them. What's that? It's rat poison. That's powdered wolfsbane. I see where this is going. You're going to teach me how to tell which of these bowls contain poison, right? You can stop now. I learned to recognize the infamous poisons like wolfbane when I was 7. If it was something as tame as what you are suggesting, Venerable Hierarch, I would not have been here to accompany him. Linda, you continue to process sparkling wolfsbane powder into 2 more bowls. Hong was watching that with an oddly concerned expression, closed his eyes. Please mix them up, Dayu. We stared in confusion, but we could hardly tell what was going on with the speed at which Linda swapped around the bowls. When we looked back at Hong Yu, there was 3 silver spoons in his hand. These silver spoons were custom made at Dagon Young's request. A must-have item for children for the 4 great houses. They can detect non-sulfuric poison as well. Yeah, I know. They're actually the what? It's nothing. In Hongyun, where we are beset by threats of assassinate from all directions, knowledge alone isn't enough to save you. What the? Hong Lu opens his eyes before Jia Zichun can finish her sentence, and he throws the silver spoon in his hand like throwing pins towards 3 of the bowls. Immediately he chugs the 4th bowl, which he hadn't thrown a spoon at. Are you insane? You barely even checked them for... Zyren's new tea is always delicious, even when cold. The 3 silver spoons Hong Lu had cast earlier were slowly melting away after quickly becoming tarnished black. Do Wolfsbane poison supposed to melt through metal? People like to be thorough with their poison in Dagunyun. Since everyone's been trained for immunity since childhood, you have to make a mixture of various poisons to have a real effect. But I don't even want to argue. What's your secret? I want to know too. Do they sound different or something? I just went with my hunch. Just a hunch. How are we supposed to learn from that? Learn that we are not Heathcliff, you know. You'll get the hang of it after a few tries. I'll help you out. Shall we begin with 2 bowls? Okay. Okay. Now I just feel like Hong Lu is trying to assassinate his own little sister. I see. When you say you just avoid whatever felt wrong with the hunch, you were reluctantly identifying the threat by reading the room and concentrating it to your intuitive experiences. You were using Miss Dayu's anxious breathing to clue you in. So this is how you managed to survive for so long. Listen carefully, Zichun. I know that the adepts of each household will come to your aid with a flick of your wrist. And I know that your residents, Nguyen Zhang Wu, will be engineered by the best craftsmen to become a safe fortress stoked to the brim with all kinds of useful bonuses to protect your life. Be like, fuck it, we gamble. He is. Even still, there will come a day when you start to feel this creeping sensation whose origin you can't identify. When it does, I hope you won't brush off that sensation as nothing. You're worrying over nothing. Zichun looked around away from Hong Lu as its expression was dissatisfaction, but here her softness expression told me that she was glad to see him worried. Honger has balls of steel. I don't know. Is that it, or is he just apathetic? Had a so time reflecting upon myself. Every 6 days will be subject to midterms prepared by the board of directors Jia Yunshin. A palanquin has been prepared to take you to the exam site. Only by passing the test may Jia Yunshin retain her status as the family hierarch. My lady, don't worry yourself over much, Mr. Wei. You sound like you're up at a funeral. She will pass these tests with ease as long as she has been diligently taking her classes. No, it's simply how I can survive until she returns. It seemed that Wei read her funeral verse wasn't just out of his concern for Zichun. Wait, are you sure you're okay? I can't escape them, even in dreams. The unfinished bundles of paper cascading over me like a storm, burying me. Steel yourself, for that was no dream at all. In fact, never have I once seen paper trained in the arts of airwalking until— what? I've only seen paperwork trained in the arts of airwalking until now. I must be severely sleep deprived. Looks like we're not the only ones going through the ringer. Midterms, chat. Going back to class with this one. Hey, you're one of the she-boys. We finally meet. I had hoped to fight you with the family hideout. If you'd run into me then, isn't this supposed to be a sparring match? Why does it sound like you have a personal grudge against me? It's nothing at all. Why in the world would I ever hold a grudge against you? It's funny how we were talking about this guy like yesterday too. The family hierarchy couldn't be any clearer. Everyone, even remotely connected to the mess, has all been dragged away and put under investigation. What's she's name? And hey, guess what? They dragged away half of my family, which means more room for me. Should really thank you, right? What's she's name? Honestly, why did you just declare a war against the She family at this point? Wouldn't that be much easier? War is not easy. It never is. What are you on about all of a sudden? It's not something we should be talking so lightly about, even as a joke. Your family was arrested because they are under investigation for treason against Dog Gunyan. If they're innocent, I'm sure they'll be released soon enough. I know it's pretty much a given that they'll all be ruled as guilty regardless of what really happened. You know, I can't even pay them with this because you've hidden their cells all over Hongryun. They're not hidden. All holding cells within Hongryun have always been designed to move around in very short intervals. You know, that doesn't seem like the kind of design that would lead people to make some unfortunate assumptions though. I'm sure the initial purpose was to prevent escapes. I recently gained a better understanding of Hongryun's structure, so I'm planning to change our policies. The prisoners still on trial are allowed to have fixed locations. Wait, I was lucky enough to take a few excellent classes recently. Managed to reflect upon myself a bit too. You did change a little. Still, you better not expect me to go easy on you. I've got my own things to take care of. Come on, let's do this. Many illustrious fixtures of the path have said that not but disparagement awaits unjust victories. Now it's time for watch the gameplay for you. Wait, really? Wait, do I not have to do win weight again? Wait, do I get the evolved win weight button? Do I still have to win right? Oh no, I just pressed enter. No, I just pressed enter. She just does it herself.
다른 누구도 아닌
Uma
나
Chun can
자신을
do it.
들여다봐야 해.
Never doubt the Uma Chun. Oh man, she's so good. Chat, how great would it be if they had Millie playing over this? Like another Millie song? Jijun can get really OP. I bet. Wait, she staggered? What just happened? Oh, did you fix it already, Gene? Wait, what just happened? All set up? Okay, thank you, Gene. Thank you very much. If I could, I would pay you for that. You didn't train your Uma hard enough? She didn't run hard enough. First time I see someone fail the first fight. You lost the debut raise. Liking and guts? Oh my gosh, no. It's not, no. Guts isn't what it, oh. I've been there, Eugene. So is this RNG? Chat, is this RNG? Just like, are the use of her skills RNG?
나 자신을 들여다봐야 해.
Oh, you did that, Gene? Okay. You didn't have to do all that. But yeah, thank you. A pure RNG, pretty much. I think so. And of course, the coin flips. Yes. Let's see. Easy clap. Yeah, finally, right? We just had a bad roll that last time. Now stop giving me that look and get out of here. Lost most of your clan during the family hierarchy, war, didn't you? Yeah, so what? Are you going to call me a penniless loser? Oh yeah, first try. Yeah, first try. The last time we were testing the waters. I don't want your sorority. Every clan member who died in devotion every clan member who died in devotion too had died for nothing. If I show weakness, that means I'm making everyone who persisted in devotion look weak. So I'm going to win, and I'm going to win without the fertile soil my predecessors had left behind, because their legacy was unjust, nourished by the blood and tears of Hoggyun itself. She who was in you are tenacious, determined, and strong of will. That must be why everyone stood by you, down to the last man. She said, ma'am. So what do you think? Want to make them sing your name in glory for the remaining history of Hoggyun? She's recruiting. She's recruiting her enemies. I mean. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, but I don't know if I'm not sure if they're enemies though. I'm not sure if they're enemies with Yuncha. Okay, we're gonna focus like halfway into like we're gonna get Z and Ren to like 400, and then we're gonna do Yong. On top in your first sparring match. Congrats. By the way, chat. Did chapter 8 come out before Musume? Or after? I heard you managed to come out on top in your first sparring match. Congrats. Thanks, I gotta admit, your classes are definitely coming in handy. I like your attitude. Shall we? Now, well, shall we take a look at what I prepared for today? You're teaching about exploring, huh? It's gonna be an indoors class. Exploring, where should I begin? It's a very big subject. Free soloing to the top of the highest building in Hoggyun, surviving 10 days in Hoggyun backstreet with only 3 items. I had plenty of ideas, but most of them got denied. And rightly so. And that's when I realized that exploring isn't always limited to adventures in the physical space. before the global Umas, when Uma was out, when the Uma Musume was out when this launched, it was the so know how to raise her morale. I think I know how to raise her morale. Yeah, I was gonna say, did they get inspiration from Uma Musume, or was this before Uma Musume? A few weeks ago. So I'm just here to fill in, since this game needs a certain number of players, but oh wait, no, they have JP wait, like Asia Uma Musume has been out longer than global, right? I thought so, but food, bed, and love. Food, bed, and love. So head pats, right? Food and head pats, right? Is that the kind of love you're talking about, Gene? Now I'm in doubt. Well, this was based on Princess Maker. What's Princess Maker? Can you really call this table game an adventure? Yeah, in game of make-believe, any simulacra can be made as real as what a move. Oh, nice. I'm gonna roll for damage. Oh, young Ishmael, thou hast assembly pummeled the Gorgon beast with thy fireball spell. Are they playing D&D? Night action. Alright, Gene. You know what? Sure. But first of all, Zichun is just short, right? Well, this was oh yeah. Rendering it most crispy. Yes, man, you were right, Sugi. See, mirrors and Abnos. No, but what if they're playing? What if they're playing Ruina? What if they're playing Ruina? It was formidable foe that was wonderfully executed, Miss Ishmael. Really? Well then, as my next move, and that's how you came up with this. I played a few other games, but this is new for me. I'm still pretty new in general, I guess. This is called... It's a popular game among Hangyun's youth. It's gotten generally positive reviews too. We're so proudly reserved, everyone appeared to be a board game with numerous cards and mini figures. Okay, what do these huge piles of paper have to do with exploration? Wait, so wait, who's your boyfriend's favorite Uma? Who's the favorite Uma? Rule number 1: the most experienced player among these gathered become the JM Journey Master. I got into the Mambo Brain Rot. Hey, the Mambo Brain Rot is a good brain rot. I personally like the Tokai Teo Brain Rot. The JM, yeah, Journey Master. Journey Master designs a story around the player choices, sets the stage for what's next, for what happens next, and generally helps guide the explorer to safely arrive at their goal. That's why the most experienced player takes that role, which would be me. Each character seems to have these things called stats, so it looks like we just have to pick from a set of pre-made characters for this one. I suppose I'll be playing this character's role. Sinclair and Ji-Chun picked up their cards with confusion clear in their eyes. We arrived at the great city of Yanyun, a place known to be the gathering hub for all kinds of influential people. Out here in search of a legendary treasure called the Sword of Farland. When the fish become a D&D DM. It looks like the fish has discovered board games. The city of Yun, huh? Cool. So where are we looking for that sword again? Would be, this is something that I would see, Dawn doing. I can see Dawn doing something like this. So there's this legend in Yun about how the the Taiyun sword is the only way to quell the chaos of these lands and bring peace to its people, and also about how having that sword is a proof that the true leader of these lands, and so on and so forth, you know? Chat, I got a question. Is this all that's of the intervallo? Ishmael was stuttering and stammering through the introduction without her usual confidence. Fish would make a great dungeon master. You think, Eugene? I kinda love how this is the fish class. This is the fish class. The fish class should be of fishing. I see, this city college must be a lot of trouble too. Feeling affected by the oddly familiar setting of the story, Zichun nodded solemnly without noticing Ishmael stumble through the introduction. There's some more battles in the story after this 30-day sequence. How long does it take y'all to do this without reading? You know how it is. The point is, you guys need to find that sword. Then I will claim the Taiyun sword no matter what it costs me. Zichun nodded with determination. From the rumors you've gathered, it seems that the Kazan Keep might have heard of the whereabouts of the sword. What will you do? Walk up to the Kazan Keep, chat him up, and try to gain his trust. Are you sure? Remember, it's extremely low right now, which means that you'll find it hard to find even the simplest sentences. What if I found a different way to gain the trust that doesn't involve sweet talking him? I do have a pretty high strength stat, which should give me access to certain alternative methods of persuasion that doesn't require skill in speechcraft. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I'll try to convince the Kazan Keep. I think I've got a decent chance at this, with my wisdom is pretty high. And you passed the check. The Kazan Keep looks at you, having lowered his guard. And not you, Sinclair. He's plenty weary of you. I don't know exactly how long, but yeah, it'll take a while to train Zichun, if that's what you mean. Yeah, it's probably gonna take a while. I'm like, how much of this is reading? It's just like it's just like they're introducing all the senators classes, right? And then it'll be like smooth sailing, right? Go there, unsheath my sword and play around with it for a bit. That's what he expects me to do anyway, isn't it? You're just role-playing Heathcliff now, aren't you? The Kazan Keep shares some from his eyes as he continues to explain. Like the trials where Zichun has to fight. Yeah. Apparently a patrolling guard beat his son pretty badly just for loitering around the guard. The wound is pretty severe, so he needs medicine, but he can't seem to find any. Oh no, that's too bad. We've got a job to do. Well, that's too damn bad. Since we have what we came here for, we leave the Kazan. Well, they say that JMs aren't supposed to interfere with the player's choice, but let's be honest. I would have made the same choice. You can't stop and help for every little side quest when there's a whole lot of venture to go through. No, we're not leaving. I'm just going to give him that medicine. What? After a few turns of various trials and tribulations for Sinclair, the Kazan son, who fortunately was able to hear your story and hesitantly shares what he knows. You realize that he's talking about a fairy Yao Gai, guardian of the Taiyun sword. He explains that the fairy Yao Gai's power grows under bright moonlight. Hold on. Oh shit. Well, isn't it full moon right now? Then we should wait until the sky is overcast. Hearing that the keeper's son takes a quick look at the clouds, he then tells you that it might be raining in about a week. Glad we helped him out. Let's make sure we are prepared before we go. You're gonna have to roll. Oh my god. Do I have to gamba here again? Do I have to gamba in my gamba game? The wrong video I had to hit. I don't know. I'm focused. Okay, no, I don't have to roll. I was about to say. With a final singular strike from Zichun, the fairy yoga finally falls to the ground, defeated. Yes, the Taiyan sword is ours. Excited, the party runs up to the sword embedded deep in the earth and grabs enthusiastically upon the hilt. With this we can. However, the defeated fairy yoga who the party assumed was dead suddenly jumps up to its feet and lunges at Zichun, who just pulled the sword from the ground. When they had you actually play D&D? No, I was about to say, like, if they actually made you roll the die to see your chance, derailed the D&D campaign so much. You know what? Eugene? Maybe that's why she doesn't have a D&D like classroom. I can really get between Zichun and the monster, but if that crits, it's going to be pretty bad even for you. Let's see if he can make the evasion save. One and another one. Nope, that's a critical fail. It's okay. Man, getting a nat 1 here falls to the ground, bleeding profusely from the gaping wound. The Yaogai lies still as well, the final vestige of its strength completely spent. Sinclair, go on without me. Take the sword and go down to the village. Become the leader they need. That sword as your proof. Man, he's really role-playing it, isn't he? No, this sword wouldn't mean anything without my adventuring buddy. I'm going to bandage Sinclair up and bring him back. I won't leave him behind and send him out on my own. Wait, if that's your choice, then yeah, the bleeding stops as soon as you wrap him up. He's just that sturdy, you know. The strike would have killed pretty much anyone, but you know how healthy he is. On your feet, Sinclair. We're getting out of here. Grab onto my shoulders. That's it, step by step. I haven't done this, and I haven't been able to get a good smiling Zichun picture for myself. There we go. Look over there. Everyone we've helped and saved on our journey comes out to welcome us. You're right. If it weren't for you, Sinclair, I would never stop and talk to every single villager there to hear their troubles. The sword was only a symbol all along. All our efforts and experience we gained in our journey for the sword were what taught me how to be a good, leader, not the sword itself. You're right. The real success of this adventure was everyone's efforts along the way. I feel like the game overtook the class at some point along the way. So we still have Rhodia, Otis, Marcel. I'm confused why Dawn gives morale, but oh well. If anything, I feel like Isang should give morale for like the meditating and like, no, never mind. She looks into the mirror. You know, because whenever she talks, she brightens my day. John Limbus 2026. I feel like for Dawn, you'd be like so exhausted from like interacting with her. In regards to every activity, involvement of an interstate emotion and personal judgment is to be wasteful. I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that. Then I will share an excerpt from Sinclair's exchange with the manager 32 days ago. Begin quote. 32 days ago, what? Excuse me, Dante, I'm sorry to have to ask you this, but most of us are faintly wounded, so can you please turn the clock just one more time? End quote. Unnecessary interjection weighed down your request. Well, that's pretty bad. Did I really stutter that badly? It was a waste of time to involve emotion when delivering unfavorable news. Same message could have been delivered with merely 2 words. We failed. Let us commence field practice. Do not ask me a single question for the next 5 minutes. Well, sure, seems easy enough. Slimmer's let a cry as he clutched his chest, then fell to the ground. Oh, fell to the floor. Are you okay? His eyes snapped open. Task failed. 5 minutes have not passed. Oh my gosh. You're cheating. This reminds me of the instant cigarette I had so deeply wished to hide. What did that? Who wished to what? Despite your belief that no one would ever find out your secret, there was one person who got to the bottom of that incident. Come on, just what did you see? Failed again. Oh my god. Now it's just a class to troll Sinclair. I think I did an oopsie. I wanted to refill her morale, so I picked Dawn, not looking at the stats that like Mersault gives morale along with the Dawn, so that would have been fine. Be more true. What day are we on? 11? Okay. I'm apparently a pro player according to many on Discord. Why? I thought that was Amelia. Okay, we have 400. Where's the Yong? Next lesson will cover intelligence acquisition. In other words, man, you learn how to gain information from people. Pretty good at that. You just have to turn them to your side by being generous with my spending, by setting a good example as a superior. They'll eventually open up. Foolishness. That is among the worst strategies I've ever had the displeasure of hearing. Do you not see how wasteful it is to spend a limited military budget? How wasteful it is to spend so much precious time trying to butter them up? The most efficient means of obtaining intelligence torture. Oh, I'd say that's the worst strategy I've ever had the displeasure of hearing. I'd rather not waste my clan's strength on something so utterly useless like that. Besides, if you end up actually killing them, foolishness. Can you stop saying that word? How simply disappointing. Your imagining falls short if that's all you can think of when you hear the word torture. Then, this unit. This isn't exactly your military. Then this Hong Yun may indeed be beyond your ability to lead. Very well, I'm waiting. Get on with your lesson. The mention of Hong Yun seemed to put Zichun in a thoughtful mood as she stopped arguing and began focusing on the past. The most effective method of torture is physical things like waterboarding and electrocution are all inferior. Then you will learn the torture of language. With this method, you will always find the answer you want. And I think I came before Emmy in terms of rage baiting. I mean, maybe not, he might have been first, but regardless, I'm no unintentional rage baiter. I agree, Princeps. I don't know, everybody calls me a rage baiter, and I'm unintentionally rage baiting. Use speech crowds to most of the time entrap their minds, slowly contracting around them, and let them take the brief sights of relief every time they give you an answer. That, cadet, is what you will be learning today. To your positions, cadets. See? Chat, can I leave this for another time? For our next stream? Because I think I'm gonna probably end it here. Probably end it here, chat. Does this like, does this save? Is this like MD? I'm like very drowsy and I don't wanna, I don't wanna like fall asleep and like or something during the stream. So I thought maybe we just do this on another day. We can probably do this on Friday. It saves? Okay. Cause Tuesday we have Arc Nights and then Friday we can do this again. Oh, I see. It has restart right here. Save your class progress and return to main menu. Okay. Yo, you know what? Wait, before we save, hold on, chat. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Before we end it. Before end it, let's do the fight. So I hear you defeated Limbussin. You would do best not to let that get to your head. He's always been our family's greatest shame. Hey, watch yourself. Haven't you learned not to understand the family underdogs? What? And you don't know. You see, I managed to talk Limbussin into, you know. What? No, it can't be. He couldn't have spilled the beans on my parents. My men are already on their way. But how did you know it was Block 32? I barely managed to get them a hiding spot there. This guy is so stupid. Ari McKinnon? No. Oh, so it's Block 32. Did you just... I did. That was way easier than it was during class. I've heard stories about how you changed. I didn't know you had changed into such a heartless woman. So, say something, damn it. Don't just stand there completely expressionless and... I see. You won't be shaken by silly things like this. Is that it? That may be the fit of the seat of the hierarchy. However, a leader who responds with silence to their inferiors, a leader who considers them only disposable tools and bound to rot. Shi Jing refused to let someone so unqualified such as yourself to retain power. Otis's class barefoot? Yeah. Yeah, that was what Otis was literally just teaching. Chat. After we finish chapter, actually no, let's do this before we do chapter 9. After we finish this intervalo, how about we do the April Fool's thing? When did the April Fool's thing come out? During what Kanto? Man, the first April Fool's thing had me laughing so hard. Oh, was it before Kanto 8? Oh, so this will be a good time to do it after this intervalo. I was so close. Did you ever really take the time to think about what might happen if Big Sis Yunchan actually gained control of Hongyan? Sure, it's going to be buddy-buddy at first. She's going to acknowledge the authority of the board of directors, butter you up, and compensate you for your efforts. The fight from the second April Fools is available in MDE as a hidden boss. Well, I don't have Extreme, do I? But soon you're going to see people from other nests coming in here and taking up administrative positions under the guise of advisors. And it's the small families and clans that are going to suffer first. And when that time comes, I bet you'll be saying the same thing. I was so close. It's gonna be a while before other members of your family are let go. You know this already. They committed treason, thinking they were piggybacking off Big Sister Yunchun's forces when in reality she had already discarded them even before it began. She made sure that nothing about this treason is going to stick to her. You know that you should now that you've beaten Kanto 8. Now let us think about this carefully. About Jia Yunchun vision for Dagunyan. Will it be more H Corp or Q Corp? I see the point you're making, but you've not given us any reason to trust you either. What guarantee do I have that you won't just toss us aside when we're no longer useful? So about that hiding place where you put your parents, you just accidentally let slip. Man, I'd known their whereabouts for a while actually. My Heiso had identified their location long ago, but I didn't do anything because there wasn't any evidence that pointed to your parents' involvement. Is that true? Just how low is your opinion of the hierarchy? Big Sister Yuchin made a big show of her own influence at the assembly, but I still have a tight control over the Heiso of the family hierarchy. But I thought you were arresting every member of the Shi family without even questioning them. What was it again? That leaders must take good care of those who are in the same boat as them? Why would any hierarch go around arresting innocent people of our H Corp left and right, unnecessarily making more enemies for themselves? I sure don't plan on doing that. Now we beat MD. I have. I've beaten it a few times. I've beaten it like once or twice. I've lost twice, but I've beaten it like twice, I think. Yeah, so do I... Then yeah, you can do... Can I really? Like how do I do that? Like is this in this? Twice a day? No, not twice a day. Like I've been in it twice. Impact Continuum. Use the 10 floors and I'll ask you if you want to go on. Oh, okay. Okay, so after we finish the story and all the intervalos and side stories, our streams will probably consist most of MDEs or MDH. MDE is a different beast though. MDI is easy in comparison. Alright. Let's see. Well, alright, chat. Actually, wait. Can I get a Rhodian? No, I can't. I'm still confused as to why we get Yeast. Why do we get Yi Sang identity stuff, chat? Oh my god. She's right there. She's right there. But alright, chat. Because he make marriage like would be a priority. Okay, let's see. Alright, chat. I think we'll be ending it there then. Let's see. April Fool's though. Yeah, we're gonna do that. Probably maybe Friday. Maybe Friday. Either Friday or after we finish the spring cultivation. Yeah, no, Dawn. Yeah, no, Dawn is like if you actually look at Dawn is really good looking. And I've clocked that from the very start. Yeah, we'll probably do it during spring cultivation or after we finish spring cultivation. But alright, chat. I think that'll be it for today. No stream tomorrow or today now. Today is Wednesday, I believe. Yep, today is Wednesday, so I will see what I can get edited. Her look in the Yearning Merkala. Yeah, I do too, Prince Eb. It's really good. You guys have a good one. Peace, everybody.